Hello friend, we discuss about dimensions of vector space and few theorems about finite dimensional vector space. Dimension of a vector space is number of elements in a basis. You are familiar with the definition of a basis. A subset S is said to be basis of a vector space if it consists of linearly independent element and L of S equal to V, linear span of a set S equal to V, then it is called as a basis, and the number of linearly independent element is called as a dimension of that vector space. What is the dimensions then? Dimension of a vector space, dimension of a vector space is number of element in a basis set, and dimension of a vector space is denoted by DIM dimension. In short, DIM, instead of whole word dimension we write the short DIM of V, that is and we pronounce it as a dimension of a vector space V. Now let us see one theorem. Statement of the theorem is, if V is finite dimensional over F, and if U1, U2, Um in V are linearly independent, then we can find vectors, um plus 1, um plus 2, um plus r in V such that u1, u2, um plus 1 up to plus r is a basis of V. If vector space V is a finite dimensional, then, and if we have a set of linearly independent element, then that set can be extended to form a basis of a vector space. This is the statement of the theorem. Now we prove this theorem. First we assume that dimension of V equal to n, and therefore dimension, it is a finite dimensional, it has a basis, and basis contain how many element? N element. Suppose let V1, V2, Vn be a basis of V. This is basis of V. It contains n elements, and we know that by the definition of basis set, these elements are linearly independent element and L of S equal to V. That means V spanned by this element. but we also have u1, u2, um are linearly independent, and therefore these total elements u1, u2, um, v1, v2, vn be this span V. If this span V, then we have a subset of this element which is linearly independent, and that subset is u1, u2, um, comma vi1, vi1, vi2 dash dash vir. This is linearly independent set. We have extended this set, and how we have extended, you can see the video of basis set. In that video we have shown one theorem where v1, v2, vk are linearly independent, then we can extend that set up to v1, v2, vk, vi1, vi2, vir linearly independent. Here also u1, u2, um are linearly independent, v1, v2, vn is a basis. The combined set forms a span of V. Then the subset of this set is linearly independent, u1, u2 dash dash um. Then vi1, vi2, vir, this set forms a linearly independent element. Now let us renumber this. We renumber this vi1 as plus 1, this is plus 2, and plus r, and these elements u1, u2, um, and this is linearly independent set, and therefore it forms a basis of V, forms a basis of V, and the total numbers are n. Again, since any basis contain n elements, and therefore we have extended the total number of linearly independent equal to, we have added some element, and that will form a basis of a vector space. Now we prove one more theorem regarding the finite dimensional vector space. Suppose that, let us see lemma, if V is finite dimensional, and if W is a subspace of V, W is a subspace of V, then W is finite dimensional, W is finite dimensional, and dimension of W less than equal to dimension of V. Further, dimension of the set V by W equal to dimension of V minus dimension of W. This lemma shows the relation between the dimensions of subspace and a vector space. So let us prove it. Suppose dimension of V equal to n, then the number of element in a basis set are n, and these n numbers are linearly independent, and therefore any n plus 1 elements are linearly dependent. So we get that then n plus 1 elements in V are linearly linearly dependent. Linearly dependent. W is a subspace of V, and therefore n plus 1 element in W are also linearly dependent. W is a subspace of V, therefore n plus 1 elements in W are also linearly dependent. Now, if W is a subspace, it has its own basis. Suppose we assume W1, W2 and Wm are linearly independent in W. These elements are linearly independent in W, and look at this. How many numbers are linearly dependent? N plus 1, and therefore the maximum number of elements in the basis of W should be up to n. Okay, here we have taken m, and therefore this m must be less than or equal to n. Now we show that these elements span W, that is, consider any element W belongs to capital W, and let us take linear combination alpha W plus alpha 1 W1 plus alpha 2 W2 plus alpha m Wm equal to 0, where not all alphas are 0. We have taken m plus 1 element, and we show that these m plus elements are linearly dependent element. For that purpose, we have taken one linear combination. Since these alphas are not are not 0, if alpha equal to 0, what happen if alpha equal to 0? If possible, alpha equal to 0. Alpha equal to 0, then this expression becomes alpha 1 W1 plus alpha 2 W2 plus alpha m into Wm equal to 0. But W1, W2, Wm are linearly independent. They are linearly independent, and therefore all the scalars must be 0. That means alpha 1 equal to alpha 2 equal to alpha m equal to 0. Now look at this, all these alphas are 0. Alpha is 0, alpha 1 is 0, alpha 2 is 0, alpha m is 0. In the linear combination, all the scalars are 0. This shows that these elements W, W1, W2, Wm are linearly independent, and this is contradiction. Since we have how many elements are linearly independent? Only m, but these are m plus 1, so it is not possible, and hence alpha cannot be 0. Therefore alpha cannot be 0. We arrive at alpha cannot be 0. Alpha is not equal to 0. We write this W equal to we write this W equal to minus alpha 1 into minus alpha 1 minus alpha 1 W1 minus alpha 2 W2 minus alpha m into Wm, or alpha into W equal to, or the same thing as W equal to minus common 1 by alpha into alpha 1 into W1 plus alpha m into Wm. Okay, that is, any element of capital W is expressible as a linear combination of W1, W2, Wm, and therefore the number of elements in the in the basis are m. Okay, that here we get these elements span W1, W2, Wm span capital W, and these are linearly independent, therefore they form a basis of vector space V subspace W. They form a basis of subspace W, and therefore dimension of W equal to m, but this is less than equal to n. And what is n? N is the dimension of V, and it follows that dimension of W less than equal to dimension of V. First part of this theorem is lemma is proved. We have taken dimension of V equal to n, therefore number of linearly independent element are n plus 1 elements are linearly dependent. W is a subspace, therefore n plus 1 element in W are also linearly dependent. Now if we take W1, W2, Wm as a linearly independent element, then m should be less than equal to small n. Then take one element from capital W, and if we take the linear combination of this alpha W plus alpha 1 W1 plus alpha m Wm, in this expression not all alpha is equal to 0. If alpha equal to 0, then we get this W1 W comma W1 up to Wm, that is m plus 1 elements are linearly independent, but we have only m elements are linearly independent, and hence alpha cannot be 0. If alpha cannot be 0, we can write W as a linear combination of W1, W2 and Wm. This shows that W1, W2, Wm span W, and it forms a basis of W. Therefore dimension of W equal to small m, which is less than equal to small n, but small n is dimension of V. So therefore dimension of W less than equal to dimension of V. Now we prove the second part of this lemma. In the second part, we show that dimensions of V by W equal to dimension of W divided minus dimension of V minus dimension of W. Suppose now once again we take W1, W2, Wm is a basis of W, W1, W2 and Wm is a basis of W, and these elements with some more elements W1, W2, Wm, V1, V2, Vr is be a basis of V, where this basis therefore this is basis, hence dimension of W equal to m, dimension of V equal to m plus r, that is equal to n. We have taken this m plus r. Now consider the set S equal to V1 plus W comma V2 plus W dash 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 Vr plus W, and we show that this is a basis of the set V by W, quotient set V by W. S forms a basis of V by W. Basis means it should satisfy two property. All the elements must be linearly independent and L of S equal to V by W. Any element of V by W must be expressible as a linear combination of the element of S. Now firstly we show that this set is a linearly independent. For that purpose, let us take a linear combination of the element of S. Okay, that suppose alpha 1 into V1 plus W plus alpha 2 into V2 plus W plus alpha r into Vr plus W equal to 0. You know how to multiply the quotient set. Then this multiplication equal to alpha 1 V1 plus W plus alpha 2 V2 plus W plus alpha r Vr plus W equal to 0. W. So we write this W as a one time. Alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 plus alpha r Vr plus W equal to 0. This is a set. Okay, and hence we write it is like this by the definition of addition of quotient space. You can see how to add the elements in a quotient space in the examples of vector space. We have one video on this quotient space where we have stated how to add the vectors in the quotient space. Okay. Now, if this element V1 alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 plus alpha r Vr plus W equal to 0, this means that this is an element of W. So, this alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 plus alpha r Vr belongs to W, but W has its own basis. Therefore, any element from W is expressible as a linear combination of W1, W2 and Wm, and hence we must have alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 plus alpha r Vr equal to beta 1 into W1 plus beta 2 into W2 plus beta m into Wm. Now, we write it as beta 1 into W1 plus beta 2 into W2 plus beta m into Wm minus alpha 1 into V1 minus alpha 2 into V2 minus alpha r into Vr equal to 0. How many vectors? M plus r vectors, but these vectors are linearly independent in V, and therefore the linear combination is 0 only if all the beta i's and alpha j's must be equal to 0 for all I comma j. All the scalars must be 0, that is all alphas equal to 0, hence this linear combination is equal to 0 if and only if all scalars equal to 0. Though this shows that the S consists of linearly independent element. Now, we prove that this L of S equal to V by W. So, consider any element of V by W. Look at this, V is a element of V by W. So, it is of the type V plus W. If it is of the type V plus W, where this V belongs to capital V. So, this V is expressible as a linear combination of this W1, W2, Wm, V1, V2, Vr. Hence, we write it as V equal to, suppose lambda 1 W1 plus lambda 2 W2 plus lambda m Wm plus mu 1 V1 plus mu r into Vr. Then V plus W equal to this lambda 1 W1 plus lambda m into Wm plus mu 1 into V1 plus mu r into Vr plus capital W. But this lambda 1 W1 plus lambda 2 W2 plus lambda m Wm, this is a linear combination in W, therefore it is absorbed by this set. Okay, and we get mu 1 into V1 plus mu r into Vr. W itself is a subspace, therefore it is an element of W. If it is an element of W, it is not necessary to write it here. Instead of W, instead of this element, we write the whole set. We are writing the whole set. Therefore, we omit this element and we write simply it as a capital W. Okay. Now, by definition of the quotient space, this must be equal to mu 1 into V 1 plus capital W plus mu 2 into V 2 plus capital W plus mu r into V r plus capital W. Okay, look at this. We have written V plus W as a linear combination of V 1 plus W, V 2 plus W and V r plus W, that is element of S, and hence L of S equal to V by W, and therefore it is a basis of W, V by W. If it is a basis, dimension of V by W equal to R. We get here dimension of V by W, dimension of V by W equal to R, but R is what? M plus R minus M, and M plus R, it is dimension of V minus M dimension of W. So, we get dimension of V by W equal to dimension of V minus dimension of W. Here we have proved two theorems. In one theorem, we have shown that if V is a finite dimensional vector space and U1, U2, Um are linearly independent, then we can extend the set to form a basis of a vector space. And in the lemma, we have shown that the set, if W is a subspace of a vector space and V is a finite dimensional, then the relation between the dimension of subspace and a vector space is that dimension of W is less than equal to dimension of V, and dimension of the quotient space V by W is equal to dimension of V minus dimension of W. And one definition, important definition, that is a dimension of a vector space. What is a dimension of a vector space? Number of element in any basis set is called as a dimension of vector space. Okay friends, thank you for with me and watching. Thanks.